Hi, it's Michael again. Welcome to yet another session of our Tech Entrepreneur Frequently Asked Questions video segments. For this video, we're going to be focusing on kind of the general mindset of, am I on the right track? Am I progressing through the program adequately? Am I kind of doing things the right way? Those kind of doubts that a lot of students who are learning entrepreneurship may have throughout the process. So the key thing to really remember with entrepreneurship is that it's all about focusing on that customer. Really, the thermometer that you should be using to see if you're on the right track is, how is your customer relating to and interacting with your product? Are they very satisfied with it? Are you having difficulty maintaining and recruiting new customers? It's those kind of questions that you need to ask to really figure out how your product aligns with your customer as far as what you believe you're truly solving for them. So, that applies along all stages of the entrepreneurial road. It starts off from the very beginning of, I have this idea, I believe it solves a problem people have, to I've launched my first version of my product and, it's kind of not performing as well as I did. All of those things can basically be answered and improved upon by going back to the user, going back to the customer, seeing how they are kind of interpreting what you've done. Maybe there's a feature that you changed that all of your customers loved, but you didn't think it was necessary, and so you got rid of it. Well, you just, upset a bunch of your perhaps most valuable users. And really, being an entrepreneur is definitely a marathon. There's going to be plenty of times where you may stumble. It's not a sprint. It's not the first one to the finish line. It's going to be who runs the race at the speed that's right for them, right? So it doesn't matter if 3 companies ahead of you launched, maybe 6 months prior to your product getting out there. If your product is truly one that meets the customer where their needs are at, and it addresses that and provides them with the experience and solution that they're looking for, you'll succeed no matter, that you're kind of behind the game. So certainly don't know what your competition is doing, but don't use it as a metric of if you're staying on track. The more you focus on your competition, the less you're focused on the customer, and that can be really dangerous at times. And then the last thing is, don't be your own worst enemy, right? Don't kind of play these mind games where you say to yourself, I should have done this, or if I only done X, Y, or Z at this step. Being an entrepreneur is all about making mistakes, in all honesty. Without those mistakes, you won't learn both about what your product means, what your product is, who your customers are. If you're right, though, if everyone was right the first time, would we even be, teaching this, right? So don't let yourself become disappointed with the actions that you decide on. As long as you are being true to yourself and being true to the customer, I personally don't think you can ever go wrong. You can only learn. So I hope that kind of helps with a lot of the potential questions and fears that people may have while going through the program and just going on the path of being an entrepreneur and just seeing if they're on the right track. Thanks.